Yeah. All right, and we're back. This is episode 32 of the Taproom Podcast. I'm your host, Mike. Got a couple guests here on the intro. Got the Dancing Bear jamming. We're over in Arizona, and Navi's back on an intro. What's going on?
What's going on, man? Welcome in. This is, where are we at? We're in Jam's house, gambling, losing my money, so it's fun.
Yeah. It's always good when you lose your money.
My hard-earned money.
Yeah. But yeah, we're back. I got a good episode for you this week. I actually got to interview the head brewer from Oak and Otter up in San Luis Obispo, Dylan Roddick. So that'll be after the intro. But yeah, we had a good time. Got to hear kind of his story, how we got into brewing. Hear the story of how, of their logos and stuff like that, and how close they are to, obviously being in San Luis Obispo, being so close to Morro Bay. I apologize, but Morro Rock is over there where you can go see the otters. You can have some ice cold beers, and they had some real good ones. So, but we'll start the episode off right like we always do. We got a couple Arizona beers here. This one is called Wow Light Citrus Ale. It says fresh lemony wheat from Four Peaks Brewing, coming in at 4%. So it's light, only 95 calories. So if you're watching the old waistline, here you go.
Right up my alley.
There you go. Let's crack her open, eh? How you doing, Jam?
Good.
How'd you do on your parlays yesterday?
No, we don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, Jam went a 25-teamer, hit 24 out of 25. That's brutal.
Yeah, that was rough.
And then today, who cost you? Devontae Adams? No.
Devontae Parker.
Devontae Parker. I knew it was a Devontae.
Devontae Parker.
He was supposed to get
Notre Dame yesterday.
Oh, yeah. That was
what a great game.
It looked like Jam had it all but locked up. But fuck, yeah, that was a hell of a game. And we'll get into some college football in a sec. Birds are chirping. Cheers, boys.
Cheers. Yeah, cheers.
Cheers, Jam.
Cheers, Jam. All right. Ooh.
That's pretty smooth.
It's really refreshing. Fresh lemony wheat. They don't lie.
Oh, no doubt. And it's really you definitely get that lemony. You get the wheat to it as well. Sorry, I can't talk today clearly. But yeah, it is super refreshing. Like these during the summer, if you want to kind of change it up a little bit, you can probably knock back a shit ton of these.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm down with it. I like it.
And only 4%.
Light
so
citrus ale. Yeah, like you said, it's good on the old waistline. 95 calories.
Exactly.
This is here from Arizona. What is it? Four Peaks.
Yeah, Four Peaks. Four Peaks should say where they're from. You want to say
Four
where they're
Peaks.
from there enough? We're gonna find her.
It is in Tempe, Arizona.
Yeah.
There you go.
How far is that from here, Jam?
Yeah.
40 minutes.
40 minutes? Okay.
Did we go to? We didn't go there, did we? No, we went to a couple.
We went to
Oso. Oh, okay. No, but we went to Mother Road though when we went there for the bachelor party.
The Flagstaff.
Yeah, that was in Flagstaff.
Gotcha. What are you gonna give it a score, Jam?
Do you want to know?
I know. Yeah, you can give it whatever you want, man. Hey, this is an honest show.
It'd be nice. Like a 2.5.
Oh, that's
Okay.
nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
2.5
shit.
out of 10. Jesus. It's terrible.
I say it's. I'll give it an 8. It's good. It's refreshing. They're not lying to what it tastes like. Yeah, lemony wheat. It's really smooth and fresh. Yeah, it's an 8 for me.
Yeah, everything that says that everything that's on the can definitely is what you're tasting. So I'm gonna give it a 7.5. I really enjoy it.
That's pretty good. I'm gonna finish mine.
We had some great games though in college football yesterday. What was your favorite game of the day, Jam? Obviously, you think it was Ohio State Notre Dame or?
It was a slow start to that game, but
I would say Colorado losing.
Oh yeah.
That was
losing was my
right
favorite.
from the get go.
Yeah. They got brought down to earth real quick.
Yeah, right from the get go.
Listen, I love Dion as a former Brave.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
But all the stuff they've been talking about how good they're supposed to be and Dion's changing college football.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
49-6 or whatever it was.
Yeah, 48-6 or something like
48
that.
to 6.
Didn't cover the over, fuckers.
No. I took the under on accident, but it worked out. But I still lost the parlay. That's a story for another time. But yeah, it was a fun game to watch if you're an Oregon fan, and they just got the crap kicked out of them. My favorite game was probably the USC game, only because the surprises of what was his name, Scattaboo?
Yeah, Scattaboo.
That came out of nowhere.
I mean,
we
that
watched
guy
a
was
lot.
doing it all.
Yeah, a guy threw a couple passes, like a little bowling ball. It was a fun game. We watched a lot of football yesterday.
Yeah, it was literally from when we started watching game day at 6:30.
Yeah.
And then watched football all the way until we went to sleep, and it was like 11:30. We were just burnt out.
Yeah, one time, you had 3 screens going. You had the big screen, the laptop, and your phone going because we were watching the UCLA, Utah,
Yeah.
Bama, and Ole Miss, and then what do we have on? What was on the big screen?
I think that was
Florida State.
Oh yeah,
Florida State.
That was a great game too.
You know what? That was a good game too. Damn it,
Yeah.
that might be my favorite game of the week.
No, that was good. Yeah.
That was a good game.
Yeah, it was good for Florida State to kind of. Well, I'm not going to go as far as saying like it's like the passing of the torch kind of for like Clemson and Florida State because Clemson's kind of ran the ACC for such a long time now.
Yeah.
But I mean, it kind of like it almost felt that way. At least to me, it did.
No, I think if they would have blew them out.
Yeah. Oh, true. Yeah. But still, I mean, it's still not. Death Valley's never an easy place to go and play football, though.
But
or to play a
Clemson's
game.
not very good. I mean, Duke.
Yeah.
Duke really exposed them.
Oh, for sure.
And then play of the day was when I threw Jam into the pool.
Oh, German suplex.
Yeah, I
last
threw him
night.
right into the pool. It was
Might
great.
have had about 40 to 50 lattes. And
Yeah,
just like,
yeah. Jam was feeling great.
That was nonstop yesterday.
Jam felt no pain yesterday.
Yeah.
And I had, I think, 3 giant mugs. How big is that? 64 ounces?
yeah.
Let's just call it an even 70 ounces. So I had about 3 of those. And that cake is gone now. And I helped.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You floated the keg, huh?
Yeah, to help floated the keg. Shout out Chelsea for killing my parlay.
You know, I mean, I told you not to take him.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. Sorry. Yeah, we're watching the Cowboys
back.
and the Cardinals right now. Cardinals are up. You know, kind of a shocker, but good. I mean, who wants to see the Cowboys win? Am I right?
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah, because the Lions plus 12 and a half. Don't need
Yeah.
it right now.
Yep. And so Jam and Nav, you had your parlay. You picked 25 team parlay.
Yep.
Can you tell us? Can you tell the listeners what happened?
South Alabama happened.
Those motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's brutal.
I mean, you go 24 for 25.
Yeah.
And then that other one was 5 of 6. And then today, 12 of 13.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah, it's been rough. I should stop gambling for the rest of the day.
It happens to the best of us.
Because next week we're back at it.
Yeah. You know what's crazy though? Like I really felt like with that Ohio State Notre Dame game, like, and I mentioned it to you yesterday. I don't know if you remember, but you might have been a little buzzed. But it felt like when Kyle McCord drove down the field on that last play, it felt like he grew up a ton. It almost reminded me of when Barkley did it as a freshman when SC went to Columbus, and like Joe McKnight and stuff like that. They had that kind of long drive to finish off the game against Ohio State. But I mean, credit to Notre Dame though. I mean, the only thing I would say is like they should have been giving the ball to Estime a lot more.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
It also helped when they had 10 guys.
oh, dude, yeah,
defense.
I can't
Last
believe that
play.
they pointed it out, and because nobody really noticed until after the fact that they only had 10 guys on the field for the last 2 defensive plays.
Yeah.
Who, Notre Dame did?
Yeah.
I did not notice.
Yeah, I didn't notice either. But Ocho was talking about it on during the halftime show for SC, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Yeah, I don't think anybody really noticed. I don't think the announcers noticed.
No, no one did. No one said anything.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I really felt like I thought Notre Dame played well. I mean, both teams played really well. McCord, I feel like that was like I said, a big time for his maturation when being a college football quarterback and playing for Ohio State. Everyone was wondering how he was going to play, and he did step up when he needed to. And so did Sam Hartman, though. I mean, it's not Sam Hartman's fault that they didn't have the ball last. But I felt like Notre Dame, I think that both teams really proved themselves yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, there were 2 top 10 teams for sure.
Oh, for sure. And I think Ohio State's what do we saw in the new AP poll? Are they 4?
Yes, I think. Right? I don't have my phone on me.
Yeah, I think it was 4. Wow, when it came out earlier today.
Yeah, you called it yesterday. You said, I bet you Ohio State jumps us. And yeah, they jumped over SC.
Yeah. But I mean, SC kind of struggled yesterday. But like that guy Scotty, they were throwing everything in the kitchen sink yesterday. Arizona State was to try to win that game, and then they played them really well. I mean, you can't. I mean, sometimes you have a bad week, and clearly execution wise, SC was not. They were fumbling the football. They were making a ton of mistakes. But still, you gotta credit Arizona State for the way they played. But anything else you want to add college football wise, Jam? You got any upcoming games you got to feel like for maybe next week you feel like could be on upset alert?
Just said I'm not gambling no more, John.
Oh, okay, my bad.
No, I haven't even looked next week. It's kind of heartbreaking right now.
Yeah. Hey, Florida won though. I mean, yeah.
It's gonna take a few days
They played
just
Charlotte. I mean,
to collect his thoughts.
I didn't even watch the game, and it was
Oh yeah, you tried to watch it, but it was on
ESPN,
ESPN.
Plus.
You don't
I
have
canceled it.
Turn it on, canceled it. I mean, Mike might have won a couple parlays.
Oh yeah, right. Tell us
You
what
had a
you won.
good day.
Yeah, I won. Well, the first one was what? North Carolina, USC, and Wazoo.
Yeah.
Covered that one. That was for $300, and then I won another one. Didn't realize till this morning that I had won.
Can you tell us where you were when you realized?
I was taking a shit.
There you go.
I was on the can.
This
Perfect.
guy has shit 5 times today, maybe
Yeah.
6.
I mean, sorry.
Day's not over yet.
Yeah, I mean, it really isn't. But, you know, I just got that quick metabolism. It's not my fault. But I'm going to try to pull up to see if there's any spreads for next week's game. SU's favored by 23 against Colorado.
Oh shit.
Over 73.5. What do you think about that game, Jam?
USC.
Okay.
I'm staying away from the over, but USC should roll.
Yeah. I know they over screwed us a couple times
Yeah.
for SC. They hit yesterday, but they screwed us a couple times. LSU Ole Miss now.
The way they look, Jackson Dart couldn't do anything.
Yeah, they look
But
bad yesterday.
did LSU win yesterday? I
Yeah.
think they did.
Yeah, they won.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if. Hopefully, they don't go back to back bad games, but you never know. But yeah, I'm gonna go Ole Miss.
Yeah, it's at Ole Miss too, so
Yeah.
it's not too
Florida
bad.
gets a big one against Kentucky next week, too.
There you
They
go.
should be underdog in that game.
Yeah, by 3. Florida's getting 3 points. Utah, Oregon State. I feel like that could be a decent game, but I just don't feel like DJ's that good. But it's at Oregon State, so I mean it's at Research Stadium up in Corvallis. What do you think about that game, Jam? Who you got winning?
The upset.
Upset? You think
Oregon
Oregon
State.
State? It's only a 1.5 point spread.
Oregon, yeah, so it's not really an upset. But.
Yeah, but still, though, you would think especially after
Well, it
Oregon
depends,
State.
too. If it's hard to say right now because we don't know if Cam Rising's playing.
Yeah, I mean they said he could have played yesterday, but didn't they say that?
Yeah, they did. And then that was what was the final of that game? 14-7?
Yeah, 14-7 UCLA Utah.
Yeah.
I think those are the only ranked match. Oh no, there's another Kansas and Texas, but I mean Texas is favored by 17.5. I don't really see.
They kicked the crap out of
Austin?
Baylor yesterday.
Yeah,
That in Austin?
yeah.
Yeah, Texas should win.
Michigan, Nebraska is really the only other bigger game I'm seeing. Oh, I forgot. I should have just clicked on top 25, Mike.
I don't even know if.
Oh, Notre Dame and Duke. Notre Dame's favored currently by 5.5.
Oh, that should be a good game.
Yeah, it's at Duke too. Let's see, Alabama, Mississippi State, 14.5. Alabama. I felt like Milroe got better as the game went on. The first half he was the drizzling shits, but he actually played a lot better in the second half. Yeah,
Yeah, he looked great after the second half, and he was just running the ball and because they had some bad snaps. I'm like, okay, here's gonna be our day. Nope. And Jackson Dart couldn't do anything himself, so it's just a bad game. He got his helmet knocked off. What a game!
yeah,
It turned into the 72 Dolphins.
yeah.
72
that's line of the weekend.
What a quote!
Who was playing in that game? I forgot. That when Jam and quoted.
It was early, so it might have been Florida State, Clemson. Who knows?
Yeah, I think it might have been
Because there was not. It was only. I think we were the only ones here. Because a lot of people showed up yesterday, but I think it was early in the day when he dropped that line on us, just hit us with it.
Yeah, at one point you're walking through Jam's house. It looked like a sports bar in there.
Yeah, it was a ton of people here.
Oh man, so we'll jump into the next beer. Jam, which one did you want to do next?
Let's do the lager, Mexican one.
Mexican lager. All right,
Yeah.
Here we go. I'll let you read it off.
So Rio Salado by Huss Brewing Company, Mexican lager.
There you go. Where's Huss at?
You know where that is? I don't know. Well, let's look. Huss
Check it out
Brewing.
there, eh?
Oh, you know where it is? I think it's in Scottsdale.
Oh, okay.
4.6 ABV.
Nice.
Handcrafted with barley, flaked maize, hops, yeast, and water.
There it is. And what's it called?
Rio
something?
Salado
There you go.
Mexican lager.
Rio, so I don't even know what
It
that
doesn't
means.
say where it is. At least I'm not saying it. So, Tempe, Arizona.
Oh, another Tempe brewery. There you go.
Shout out Tempe, putting himself on the map.
I'm gonna help you out there.
Yeah, I don't got no nails. I buy them.
No, it's all good. Oh, there we go.
And if you're ever in Arizona, check out it's a nice little bar, little mom and pop shop called Twin Peaks.
Yeah. It's a little mom and pop.
Place.
Little small place, you
Yeah.
know, just nice little mom and pop shop. It's the beer is nice cold, and you go for the view, as they say.
Yeah.
Don't forget, bring the children. They'll love it.
Bring
Exactly.
Actually, you brought your children, and they enjoyed it. I hope Tyler enjoyed it,
Yeah.
but you never know with that
I
guy.
mean, whether he did or he didn't, it's 2023.
That's fine.
He was in the bathroom for quite a
Yeah.
while.
There you go.
Yeah, shout out Twin Peaks, and they have a sign at that bar that says, "Tell you how cold the beer is, 29 degrees," and they bring out the mug with ice in it. It was weird.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty
it's-
frosty.
Yeah, there's like an iceberg in it.
Is Mama Peak working in the back?
Oh yeah, both the peaks are back there.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, guys. Rio Solado.
You said it was 4.6, right? You crushed that thing?
Yeah.
There you go.
Iceberg.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
Yeah.
It's a lager. Doesn't stand out from anything else I've had.
Yeah, it's kind of. If it was to say, it's kind of middle of the road.
Yeah.
It's nothing. I wouldn't write home about it.
Yeah,
but
it's just like, hey, you guys did a decent lager, and
yeah.
I think it's a 6.
I'm right there with you. I was gonna say the same thing. I was teetering between a 5.5 and a 6, but
Can use some lime, some salt. Be a lot better, but it's okay.
I don't mind it. I'll give it a 6 as well.
What do you think, Jam?
6.8.
6.8, not
There you
bad.
go.
What do you think, Eric? 6.5.
Oh, I thought I was gonna say 6'9", like a sexy 6'9".
Oh, gee. I would bring one of those back.
There you go. I want to give a quick MLB update. Yeah, first off, I'm going to say fuck the Astros. Sorry, no.
told you not
because
to take 'em.
I know.
told
I
you
took
not
them
to take
3
'em.
straight days.
I told you not to take them. They're
I know.
so bad right now. I think they're 2-8, or probably 9-1 in the last 10. I told you
Yeah.
not to take them. They're so bad right now.
Yeah, they fucked
But
me.
they're playing the Mariners, and they're probably going to sweep the Mariners. Watch. They
I
play.
know, they come back after losing the
They play down to
the
their competition every now and then.
The Braves do that all the fucking time.
I'm telling you, they'll probably sweep
it's
the Mariners.
infuriating.
They'll probably end up sweeping the Mariners and then miss the playoffs by half game.
All right. So, obviously, Dodgers are in the playoffs. Brewers are in the playoffs. Braves are in there in the National League. American League right now, obviously, Baltimore leading the AL East. Minnesota leading the AL Central. Texas right now has a 2.5-game lead in the AL West after this weekend. But the wild cards, so everything's kind of up in the air right now. There's still 3 teams kind of vying for a spot. Actually 4 teams really. I'm gonna 2.5.
wild
I
card?
feel like with only like 6 games, like 6,
Yeah.
7, that's kind of tough. But in the wild card, so we have Philly as the top seed in the wild card, Arizona, Chicago, and then Miami is 1 game back. Those fuckers just don't die.
No, they're not going down with their ugly fucking red jerseys.
Those are fucking disgusting. Yeah.
I haven't been on the show for a while, so shout out to the Angels for being an absolute dumpster fire. They fucking suck. I fucking hate the Angels. Thank God they're out of the playoffs. Fuck you.
There you go. Well, then we'll go. And then in the American League, in the wild card, it's the Tampa Bay, huge commanding lead, so they're not really worry about it. Then it's Toronto, and then Houston is that 3rd seed right there. But then they got, like Navi said, they got Seattle. Is it this week?
Yeah, that's the next series, Seattle, and then they finish off with the Diamondbacks. Probably going to lose that one. But they're probably going to suit the fucking Mariners.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. What do you think about the postseason? Who do you got coming out of the National League? Jam?
Braves, for sure.
They just got to stay healthy. I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, Charlie Morton's going to be out the NLDS. I mean, Fried should be back. We'll see. I still feel like, I want the Braves to win. I think the Braves will win if they pitching and stay healthy. But I really feel like if there is going to be another team, it might be the Phillies.
I do like the Phillies. I like the way they're playing right now.
Yeah, Phillies are playing good ball. They have
What'd you say? Schwarber's batting 194?
like 198, and he's got like 44 home runs.
And he's bats leadoff, too.
Yeah,
That's fucking weird.
which is it's either a dinger or it's a strikeout.
Yeah. Feast or famine.
Who do you got at the National League? No,
I think it's come down to another rematch between the Braves and the Dodgers.
think so.
Yeah, I think one of those teams is going to come out. And yeah, I think he said the Braves need to stay healthy because they lost Morton to
Yeah, right index finger
Rangers finger
inflammation.
and then Fried shut down for the rest of the regular season. And yeah, if they can stay healthy, yeah, I think it's going to be great. A great series between them two.
Yeah. Well, what I don't know. I just think the Phillies have a real shot, but we'll see. Out of the American League, who do you got coming out of it?
I don't know. I like the Orioles, but they don't have any experience, so I'm
That's what makes it tough too.
yeah. I hope somebody in the AL West comes out. I'll just leave it at that.
I mean, I feel like that's a kind of like I think that's a pretty safe bet. I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like the Tampa Bay, has a solid shot to do
Yeah.
something too. And I did pick Tampa Bay to, in the beginning. I think I picked the Rays and the Braves in the World Series before the season started. So,
Nice.
who do you got coming out of the American League, Jam?
I like Texas in an upset.
Texas in an upset. Okay.
Yeah.
Could happen. I mean, you would think, like, after all the injuries, that all the stuff that Texas has been through with losing DeGrom,
Sure.
losing Scherzer, you think they would just lay down, but no, they
Yeah.
just keep on going.
Yeah, they got a good coach.
This is a-
They got a
Triple flea flicker?
triple.
Or a little reversies?
It did not work.
Yeah, it did not work at all. But yeah, so you got Texas and Atlanta.
Uh,
Yep.
I'm gonna stick with my original pick. I'm gonna go Braves, Rays, and then someone out of the
AL West versus
Braves.
Dodgers, Braves.
One of
Did
the
you
two.
say the Angels now?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Which is that actually what a good thing for our next little segment here. But we're gonna do one more beer, so I'm gonna let Jammin choose the beer. But the next thing we're gonna do is a little Would You Rather, and that should be pretty fun. So we're gonna do Pineapple Stash House, and you said this one's pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Pineapple Stash House. I'm assuming it's gonna have pineapple in it. Obviously, if you put the name pineapple on there, it's better fucking taste like it. Pineapple Stash House from Hot Valley Brewing. Hot Valley is from. Doesn't say. Eugene, Oregon. There you go.
I was gonna guess Tempe, Arizona.
There you go. Yeah, I thought this was an Arizona beer.
I was
My
gonna guess
bad. I
Tempe.
fucked
I
that
thought
up.
it was too.
So this one's Simcoe Cryo Hops from our secret stash, combined with real pineapple puree. Okay, there we go. This tropical delight of pineapple haze coming in at 6.7%. Let's see, and 31 IBU, so it won't be that bitter.
Right up my alley.
Let's crack her open, eh?
It's a hazy too, so Gunner would probably like this.
Oh yeah, I got all these beers from Fry's, and if you're in California thinking, oh, like Fry's electronics store, no. Say they own the same thing, right? They own that company.
Yeah,
No,
the font's the same, the colors of the lettering is the same.
No, so Kroger is Fry's is the same as your Ralph's. So same company.
Okay.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, because when we first came here, you told us, "Oh, we're going to Fry's." Like, "Oh, sweet, we're going to buy a mic or maybe a desktop." Nope, it was a grocery store. Yeah, because in California we have Fry's Electronics,
Yeah.
but it looks exactly the same. The red lettering, the font.
I do love that place. So like the what do they call it? Like the cheese selection in that place is phenomenal. And if you know Mike's a cheese guy. Not just because I'm a Packer, but I'm love a good cheese, a good Gruyere, Gouda, sharp cheddar. The older the better.
I'm a whiz kind of guy.
You're a cheese whiz guy.
Yeah, cheese whiz,
Even on your
especially on my sandwiches.
okay.
How about your chopped cheese like tonight?
Yeah.
I don't think you should make any more food, man. We have so much food.
Jamin must have made him. That's the one thing I love about coming up here. Jamin's always the best host. Even when he has a million people over, he's like, still like, making sure everybody's got what they need, and he cooks obviously a bunch of amazing food, and the lattes are always flowing. So it's always a great fucking time when we're all together.
Even when I wake up and can't remember how I got to bed.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a video of you before you went to bed with me last night. It was weird.
Yeah.
You jumped all over me.
Yeah, I think there was a video, not a video, but a picture
Wow.
that
That
Jamin
poking
humping
I
me.
got
Yeah.
Yeah,
told me different now.
Oh,
exactly. I think even Veto got a lap dance.
multiple.
Multiple lap dances.
She got
yeah.
multiple.
By me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Good for her.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, guys. Cheers. Cheers, Jam.
Try that one.
That's pretty good. I actually really like that.
Huh.
I really like that.
Yeah, it's a good beer. I've actually had this one before. So Safeway, which is like your Vons and Albertsons out here, they do like every Friday, they'll do like a $5 Friday. So
Okay.
they had a 6-pack of this for $5. So I was like, hey, what the hell? Why not? And it was good.
Nice. No, dude, that's solid. I actually really like that. What would you give it as for a score?
Go an 8-8.
All right, there you go. It's a big
8-8, huh?
8-8. Michael Irvin's number.
That's pretty good. This pineapple's right there too. It's
Yeah.
right in the front, and yeah, it's a hazy. I would give it an 8. Yeah, an 8's fine.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I was gonna give it 8.5. I really enjoy that. Like I always now like what I was like use as an example is like if I buy new beer, I'm not gonna push this to the back. I'm gonna leave this in the front, finish it, and then I'll start on the new stuff.
All right, right on.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Cool. Eric, what do you think?
Yeah,
Solid 7.5.
solid 7.5 from Eric.
Perfect.
Good scores.
Nice. So you're
Good
you're
scores all
doing
around.
things right, Hop Valley. So this next one, Jam, is would you rather?
Okay.
First
Ivan.
question. Oh, this one's for you first.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Would you rather LeBron never win another ring,
LeBron never win another ring.
or the Kings never win a ring?
Kings who?
The Sacramento Kings.
Never win a ring?
Yeah. So which would you
LeBron
rather
never
have?
win.
Okay, there it is. I had a feeling that was good.
Yeah,
Might be an easy
fuck
one.
that guy. I hope he chokes on his fucking son's heart attack.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
This next question's for Navi. I didn't realize it was going to get that dark, but next question's for Navi.
Here we are.
Would you rather the Astros win a World Series this year or the Angels never win another World Series ever?
Angels never. Never. Can you change to never make the playoffs ever? I'll just choose the Angels never win another ring.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I got that one.
That's not hard to wish for.
All right, Jam, I got one for you. So this is a who'd you rather spend the day with? Would you rather spend the day with Dan Marino, one full day, or spend the day or one full day with Joshua Jackson Pacey from Dawson's Creek?
Oh, Joshua Jackson. Fucking hottie. Banger.
Yeah. I wasn't sure which way that was going to go.
Yeah, you never know with Jam.
Yeah. All right, last one for Nav here. Would you rather see Ohtani as a Yankee or stay an Angel? But the caveat is the Angels will win a World Series.
Gosh, damn, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Because I know how much you hate the Yankees. But you also
I hate the Angels more, so I'd love to see him as a Yankee.
Yeah, okay.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Huh?
Yeah, I was trying to think of more, and I was just, then we got a little shitty this weekend, and it all went downhill.
Yeah, we did.
All right, I got one for you, Mike. Would you rather the Bears never win the game, or who else do you hate? Fuck, I don't know. You hate
A few of them.
Or okay, would you rather the Bears win 2 out of the next 10 Super Bowls, or the Cowboys win 2 out of the next 10 Super Bowls?
Fuck. I would pick the Bears. I would rather the Bears do it because I absolutely hate the Cowboys. I mean, I hate the Bears too, don't get me wrong. But Cowboys fans, and I'm sorry to any Cowboys fans out there listening, they can be so obnoxious.
They can.
And I'm like, I don't want it. I'm sorry, Monty Shirley, I love you. But I can't do it. I can't pick the Cowboys.
So you'd rather have the Bears win 2 out of the next 10 Super Bowls than the Cowboys win?
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I can tolerate it. So, yeah, that would do it for me. I couldn't deal with the Cowboys winning another. Super
Okay,
Bowl.
would you rather do a Lambeau leap, or that's an on-field regular season Braves win? Like you get to go on the field, but it's a regular season. It's a spring training
I'd
win.
do the Lambeau leap.
Okay, yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good one.
If it was like running onto the field for like a World Series win, it's that one.
Yeah,
Question, though, can you make it up the wall?
it is a pretty high
You know what?
wall.
I would probably have to exercise a little bit, but I would just be doing jumps every day. I'd be doing what are those things we do? Box jumps? Is that what they're
Oh
called?
yeah, it's box jumps. All right.
Yeah. So I probably have to do a few of those. But yeah, that's all I got for this week. Thanks, guys, for being on the intro.
For sure.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Stay tuned for the interview, and we'll come back for the outro. And also, I do have a bonus beer review from Romeo and Juliet. They're out in Tulsa this week or last week, so they sent me a report from the brewery out there. So I'm going to add that to the end of just before the outro. All right, guys, welcome back to the tap room. I am your host, Mike, and I have a very special guest on today. His name is Dylan Roddick, and he's a co-founder and head brewer of an awesome brewery up in San Luis Obispo called Oak and Otter. How you doing today, brother?
Good, man. Have yourself.
I'm doing well, doing well. Glad I could have you on. I mean, it was cool the way everything kind of worked out. Being able to go up there when I was able to, well, when I went up there in end of July, and I got to talk to you for a few minutes, and enjoy some of your beers, some good stuff.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
glad we can actually get it to start the session.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So, I mean, we can jump right into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always wanted to ask you. So, for starting Oak and Otter, like when did you guys start the brewery?
We started January of 2020.
Oh, wow.
So we got a solid 2 months in, and then they shut us down. So that was not great timing, but we've made it through. We're still here, still chugging along.
Oh yeah. I mean, that must have been a rough time to get things going just because of
Yeah.
all the bullshit going on in the world during that time.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was those 2 months were pretty. That March, April was pretty scary for us. We have a kitchen on our place, so we're a restaurant. We got to open up early with restaurants and stuff. So we were able to manage things a little bit better than some people,
No,
which
well,
was
that's
good.
good, man. Yeah, no, that's awesome because I mean, being able to go out there, see you guys brewery and stuff like that, it's pretty awesome out there.
Yeah.
What kind of were you? Obviously, you're the head brewer there, but were you home brewing prior to that, or like what kind of got you into brewing and stuff like that?
Yeah, so I was home brewing for about 10 years. Out of college, I went to Cal Poly, ended up working at the bars right away, lived with four guys that I worked at the bars with. And of course, we came up with the idea, why don't we just brew our own beer? Because that sounds pretty cool. And yeah, I fell in love with it. And when I moved out of that place, I moved in with a guy who had homebrewed before. And we got really into it. We had this small apartment and we decked it out with all the homebrewing equipment. And then I moved in with my now wife, and I homebrewed every week. That was like my schedule. I felt like that was my
Okay,
Tuesday routine. Is I brew. So I just and we have a really cool homebrew store in town, Doc Cellar. The
awesome.
guys there, I would just bring in my wares, and they'd kind of like coach me through some things. So it was a lot of trial and error.
Yeah.
Uh, but it's a really cool culture here. Like every month they'd have a meeting and just kind of bring it in and just talk about, it's very constructive in the
Okay.
criticism, like, how do I make this better? Or, what, am I on the right path? Or, just talking to other people about working your system into a better way, that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's awesome. So I mean, so you were doing that, yeah, for 10 years. I mean,
Yeah.
I've talked to people too, and they were like, yeah, especially when they're married, they're like, all right, man. Like it's cool when you can find like someone that's super supportive of it because it is, something, especially when you're that committed to it, it's really time consuming.
Oh, yeah. It's very time consuming. And my wife was very nice to let me have my little hobby that I really loved. Actually, that's how we got a good setup. Is one of my old coworkers, his wife gave him the ultimatum, either surfing or home brewing, and he chose surfing. So he gave us
Okay.
all of his nice home brewing equipment. That really kind of pushed us forward to get, you know, really fine tune our system because he had all this nice equipment that we fell into.
That's
Uh,
awesome. And so you said you were going to Cal Poly Pomona, and it was a while ago. Would you remember the first beer you brewed?
the first one I brewed, well, it's Cal Slow.
Yeah.
uh, First beer I brewed was a pale ale, which to my taste buds then wasn't horrible.
Okay.
The second beer I brewed was a American wheat, and that was god awful. And then, but we were four young guys just out of college, and some of the guys were like, "I don't care," and they just drank it.
Yeah.
So it was a little trial and error at the beginning because sanitation, sanitation, sanitation. You learn. Um,
Yeah.
and then I started brewing. I kind of fell in love with brown ales. That was the one I
Okay.
kind of really found that I could do well. Tinkered with the malt bill and everything. Got that one pretty dialed in. And then coconut porter was the other one I would do that turned out really well home brewing. So that was kind of like people know I did that, so they would come over and grab a growler for me and whatever.
That's awesome. That's really cool. So
Yeah.
like, was it once you after that point? I mean, after doing it like the homebrewing for so long, was it just like what kind of gave you guys the that motivation to or like
Oh,
that push to open the brewery?
yeah. So I worked at Mother's Tavern, which is downtown San Luis Obispo. It's a kind of a college bar, but I really liked the interacting with people at the bar, just talking about beer as a bartender. And then I was homebrewing, so I'm like, how do I combine these? And the answer was a small tap room,
Okay.
where I brew, and I like the aspect of hosting and hospitality and everything like that. But I like the brewing beer, so I figured that's a good combo. And then I started to look for investors, and the people at the bar. A couple of the owners set me up with a guy who was passionate, and we ended up buying Seven Sisters Brewing, which is a small place that was open for 2 years, and he was overwhelmed because it is a lot of
Yeah,
work, and he had a full
I
time
bet.
job and everything. So we were able to purchase it from him, remodel it, make it our own, everything like that. And then we opened up
Awesome.
as Oak and Otter, and yeah.
That's cool. I mean, and what like the name? Obviously, I know because I know like Morro Bay is not too far away. So like, was that kind of the inspiration for the name, or
It's a long story. I grew up in Carmel, which is, I always grew up around the otters and like the Monterey
okay?
Bay Aquarium. And then my house is surrounded by oak trees. But it actually the ABC is weird with names. Everything under alcohol is the same. So like wineries and breweries are all linked. So you can't have a name that's the same. So we were originally going to be Los Padres Brewing, but there's a tequila or a mezcal and that's called Los Padres. So then
Oh,
we're like,
gotcha.
oh, okay, let's. We liked the oak, like an adjective oak, but there's dead oak, there's naughty oak, there's a couple breweries around us that are bad, and every winery around here has oak in their name at
Oh,
some
okay.
point. And then we're like, oh, what about otter? Because otters are, fun and cute and everything like that.
Yeah.
We're thinking like adjective otter, like something like that. Like lazy otter was one of our names that we. And then my wife's boss's 5-year-old kid just shouted out Oak and Otter, and it just made sense
That's
to us.
awesome.
Yeah, so we got named by a 5-year-old,
There you
technically.
go.
But we do like the feel of it. It's Oak and Otter, the land and the sea. It actually fits well with what we do. San Luis Obispo. We go out to Morro Bay. There's a bunch of otters. We're surrounded by oaks, and
Hmm.
I specialize in British style beers. So like barrel and bore, frog and peach, that kind of thing. The and name
Okay.
and kind of matches. So we really liked our name, but it did come from a 5-year-old.
Yeah, but sometimes it's crazy how like that, just hearing that one thing, you're like, oh, and it just clicks.
Yeah, that was exactly what happened.
That's freaking that's so awesome, man. I mean, and I love hearing that because you always like to hearing those little tidbits and things you might not have known. But I mean, going up there, I think I had a flight and a couple of pints when I was up there, and they were all
Yeah.
good. I remember. I think I had like vitamin C. I
Oh,
had the
yeah.
hot hoppy otter, dude. That cerveza that you guys make. I was
Oh,
like, holy, like, and my girlfriend, she's really big into Mexican lager. So when she tried that,
oh,
she was like, holy shit.
oh, that's awesome, man. I was pretty stoked on that batch.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So like when you're brewing, like, do you remember your first beer for Oak and Otter or what the recipe was for that one?
Yeah, I did. It was the red IPA or the ESB? Yeah, it was the ESB. I did the red IPA right after that. So I started brewing for the people that we were buying it from, so we could get, kind of as we're waiting for the licenses to transfer and everything. So it's one of my staples at the brewery now, because you don't really see ESBs that much,
Mm-hmm.
but
You really don't.
you don't. And people are scared because it says bitter in it, and it's extra special. But it's
I
like, no,
know.
it's not bitter. It's like an old time term for bitter. It's like 30 IBUs. It's nothing, but it's a light amber. It's very drinkable. So we kind of just coined it the British pub beer to
Okay.
to try to get people to be like, oh, that's approachable.
Yeah. And especially because I feel like people like, I always feel like there's like a stigma around like English style beers because of the fact that like, well, at least maybe not over there, but here definitely in America, people still are like, they worry about those things. Like I remember drinking like way back when like a Boddington's and people were being like, oh, isn't that like really strong? Like, no, not really.
No,
But I mean, it was, yeah.
It's actually the opposite. It's very light. They do. I
Yeah.
mean, their pints are 22 ounces because it's it's a lot thinner and lighter. They can just drink it.
Oh yeah, and they're all crushable, so I mean, it's always good. I wanted to ask you, like, who came up with the logo? Like, was it for Oak and Otter?
Oh, the leaf logo is actually my wife's sister. She was
Okay.
messing around, and I think it was more not just a tree, which is like the silhouette of a tree, just like the oak leaf.
Yeah.
Instead, like something to symbolize, and it's clean and crisp. That's why she designed this leaf that I'm wearing right now.
Awesome. Man, and the outer part of it?
The otter part, she kind of drew an otter for us, and then we found somebody online to like clean it up a little bit. So it's just an otter face. She kind of drew one, but it's hard to get that precision. So we just had somebody on a online service just like clean it up, and just a cute little otter.
Oh yeah, no, it's awesome. I mean, it was cool. Right after we had left, your brewery, like we were heading up for a wedding that weekend up in Monterey. But we stopped in Morro Bay. We got to see the otters, and my girlfriend's like, so in love with otters. So like we're there looking at all the videos. I mean, I'm doing a bunch of videos and stuff like that. But we kept talking about how we want to just go plan a trip up to San Luis Obispo just to be able to go back to Oak and Otter and be able to try to find some other breweries around as well.
Oh, thank you, man.
No, man, pleasure's all mine. I mean, I got to liquid goodness when I was up there. So.
There's a lot of other places around here too. It's a pretty cool beer scene.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what's cool about it? It's like it feels like there's so many cities now where you feel like there is like the craft beer scene is just huge now compared to what it was.
Yeah.
Say 10 years ago. But I mean, I feel like you're finding all these, these cities or these like, these, like beach cities, and they're just like all these breweries just popping up everywhere, and everybody's just putting out really good stuff. And like what you guys are doing is really awesome.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Yeah. Cause, I think there's 5 or 6 breweries other than me, maybe 7 or 8. If you count it. Yeah. It's crazy for a town of 45,000,
Yeah. And it's cool too, because it's there's tons of places to walk around over there and stuff like that. It seems like a really small, big city. Almost.
Yes. Yeah. That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I always ask anytime I'm talking to a brewer is if they've ever had a stuck mash. So
yeah. I've been pretty good with them. Except for actually last Wednesday, so a week ago, I had a nightmare. I was making a hazy, and I had to borrow a bag of oats from another brewer because I just didn't have it at the time, and his oat flakes are a little smaller than mine, which is fine. And I didn't have enough rice hulls, so I'm like, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. My false bottom's it flows through my false bottom really quickly. And those little oat flakes just fit perfectly in my holes, and I couldn't even dislodge them. So it added like an extra 3 hours to my brew. And I was just sitting there watching this thing drip slowly. And I was just, and that's like that's the worst one I've had. I mean, even homebrewing, I didn't have many at all. Stuck mashes. They're fun.
Oh, yeah. I know. It's always asked like how important rice hulls are. It's like, yep.
Yep. That's why they're there. If you're adding a bunch of wheat notes, you want to use them.
Yeah. So English styles are your favorite to brew?
Yeah. I mean, I like to have them on tap. They're the style I fell in love with first. I like to have them because when you find somebody that does like English styles, they see that side of the board and they light up. They go like, "Oh, you have a brown and an Irish red and an ESB." I'm like, yeah, those are 3 staples I always have up there. and then the darks, the stout, the porter. But it's something I like to have because you just don't see it, and the people that get it love it. And I'd like to try to expand other people to that. When they can just get like a little taster, that's not too intimidating to them, I guess.
Oh, for sure. And
rather than
I always feel like there's a beer out there for everybody,
mm-hmm.
and it just sometimes like it may be the beer that you think that you think is the least likely one you're gonna like, but then you end up loving it. So
yeah, just getting people to try it, I think, is a good because they see it poured and they're like, oh, it's dark, and you're like, it's not that. It's just dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still light-bodied, everything like that. So it's getting them to just put their foot in the door and try it. So that's
awesome.
It's a nice thing.
Yeah, and because I noticed like you guys had like some of like the art in the brewery. Like I saw you had like the Morro haze and stuff like that. Who did the artwork for all that sort of stuff?
One of the guys I worked with at my old work, he is now a tattoo artist, and he ran
awesome.
that Morro Haze symbol he just randomly did for us. He's like, yeah, I thought about this 80s kind of Tron vision for Morro Rock with like the grid going up to it, kind of 80s style. And I'm like, oh, thank you, man. So we just put it all over our shirts and stuff. It's he did a couple other pieces of art for us that he's just an artist. He's like, whenever I have free time, just design something for you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I know, that's really cool because I always love like the different if anytime you go into a brewery, if there's like art on the wall and stuff like that, you see all that sort of stuff. To me, that's like it's cool because it brings like I don't know, it kind of ties everything together too. Like it's not just because there of course you have the beer and like the beer is what's at front and center. That's the most important. But go into a brewery when you see stuff like that too, it'll bring people it'll bring other people into it. Yeah,
and it's just kind of fun for us because we don't can, like most people have like the labels they put for their can. That's where their artistic vision goes. Yeah. But we're just like, let's just come up with a symbol for our beers. So we have like the Hollister Peak, and we kind of did a digitalized version of Hollister Peak with, some hops. And then, but yeah, that Morro Haze, it's just kind of, and it's cool to put on a shirt and people love the shirt and, it's a fun piece of art.
Oh, for sure.
It's fun to mess around with.
Oh yeah. And even like I love like your guys' flight boards because they're kind of like I'm assuming they're oak, right?
Yeah. Actually, I think they're pine.
Oh, okay.
They were from the previous owner. We have kept those, and people love them. And we just drilled the holes enough so the tasters don't slide off. That was a fun project for my father-in-law. He was sitting back there with a Dremel making those. But they were already designed by the previous owner, and that was one of the things. He had a few things that we really liked, so we've kept some things. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, because it does like when you go in there, like the place. I love like the wood paneling, like above the like where all like the beer, like the menu for the beer is, and all that stuff. But it just reminds me of like a beach kind of, like a beach town kind of thing. Like when you're walking into, I'm trying to think of like the right word, but like maybe like a. If you would think of like a bar on the beach and you walk up to it and you see all that wood kind of paneling and stuff like that, that's what it reminds me of. Yeah,
it actually is. We were lucky to get that wood. It's like 100-year-old barn wood that we traded the local land trust because they were going to get rid of it. I had some equipment that they needed and we just kind of made a trade. We're lucky because it was just going to go to rot. So yeah, it's really cool having that wood. It kind of brings this homey feel to, we are in an industrial park, but we try to make it as, kind of a homey feel inside of industrial building.
Oh, for sure. And it doesn't feel that way at all when you go in, because even when I was driving up, like I was like, oh, there it is. And then I saw the little white Oak and Otter sign in the front. Like I honestly didn't even pay attention to anything else. I just was like so focused on getting in there and having some beer. But it was like, it does have that, like, that kind of homey kind of feeling to it as well. Like I feel like I'm sure that you guys have your regulars and stuff like that, but it feels like that kind of place where you'd want to, continue to go, every weekend or every Friday, wherever, whenever.
Yeah, that's what we try to make it like a comfortable, warm feeling for. Because I mean, there's a lot of businesses around us, and that we get a lot of people that just come in, 2, 3 times a week that just want to have a beer after work, and or they kind of hold their end of day meeting there with their coworkers, and then they, head back home. But we wanted to make that kind of feel on that side of town. So yeah, because you get that feel kind of downtown, but we want slight taking that from out there.
Oh, for sure. So I remember like you saying that what made you fall in love with beer was like the British styles. Are there any other styles that you enjoy like to drink as well, like nowadays? Or
Oh yeah, I drink German lagers mainly.
okay.
I mean, just the clean, crisp Helles. Actually, that's what I'm drinking right now.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, my system isn't the best for brewing lagers. It's hard. It's not insulated on its fermenters, so I can brew like a lager, but it takes a lot of effort to do it, and on my system, and a lot of energy. So, yeah, like I have that Mexican lager. I'll usually have like one lager on tap, but I usually drinking myself now a lot of light lagers. It's kind of like that arc you kind of go through. Like in college, you drink the shitty Natty Light or whatever, and then you're like, oh, IPAs, and then you actually come back to it. You're like, oh no, those light lagers, and then you pick out the little nuances and you find the ones that you like.
Yeah, and I feel like we all kind of go through our like you said, like our kind of phases, and like because I feel like hazies was like a huge bubble, and I don't feel like it's popped or anything, but I feel like the lagers or pilsners, like even like West Coast, are really like not resurgent, because I don't feel like they ever really went away, but I feel like they are becoming more popular again. Now that I feel like the hazies, I don't feel like they're as. I mean, I still feel like they're popular, but it's not as crazy as it was before.
Right. People would come in, when we were first opening, like, oh, what's your hazy? And, that's just what they ask.
Yeah.
Now, like you don't get that as much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, they're still popular. It's our third most popular beer.
Yeah.
So it's still there.
No, for sure. Did you mention surfing earlier? I know that was the co-owner. Was that was he the one?
Oh no, it was just an old coworker of mine.
Oh, okay.
And that was the hobby he had to choose, and he chose that over homebrewing. So we lucked out.
Gotcha. And did you ever surf or anything like that?
No, I'm way too big and uncoordinated.
Oh, no worries. I did it for when I was younger, but I could. I mean, it's been I don't know how long. It's been like 10 years, so it's like I couldn't get up even if I wanted to.
No.
Yeah, so you grew up out there on the water and all that stuff. Did you and obviously being closer to like NorCal, I guess. I mean, people call it Northern California, but it's like really kind of central, I guess, because of San Francisco and stuff like that, like where that is, and like Monterey. But did you grow up like an A's fan or anything like that? Were you a big sports guy at all?
Yeah, it's funny. People always know me at the brewery because I'm always wearing an A's hat. I'm like,
when I saw you, that's what it was like that. Yeah,
one of the dozen fans out there, So just repping that still, but A's, Raiders, Warriors, Sharks. One of the few.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, and the Sharks were really like honestly, maybe was it like 5-6 years ago? They were solid.
Oh yeah, they're always getting close, never pulling off.
Yeah, and I got kind of lucky because I'm an Avalanche fan, so I mean they won it, and they should be contending for a little while, but where the A's, you said the A's and the Sharks and the Raiders should be all right.
We'll see.
We'll see if Jimmy G can stay healthy.
Yeah, I don't know about Jimmy G. But it's been 23 years of this, or I guess 21 now. So yeah, I'm used to it.
Yeah, I mean that's just right. I mean I had to go through it with the Avalanche for I don't know how many years it was after like 2001. 2005 is when they started to kind of go downhill a little bit. So I mean I had some time off in between winning.
Yeah,
but but the Raiders, I mean, are the A's? They're supposed to go to Vegas, right?
Yeah. So, no, everybody's just moving from Oakland to Vegas. So I'll just, become a Vegas fan, I guess.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, at least you, if you go out there to visit, you can two birds. You can
Yeah,
try it out
exactly.
there too.
And it's in Vegas, so it'd be a nice little
There you
trip.
go. Yeah, you get to party. Oh, what would I ask you? And I always try to ask everybody too. Do you have any like fun like tap room stories or anything like that, or like brewing stories throughout the years,
Tap room.
or even if
Not,
you were just brewing with your buddies?
not off the top of my head. There's some just weird ones during COVID with the tap room, but they're just annoying and
Yeah,
nothing really fun. And
that could be interesting too.
I'm kind of in the back. I walk up there, say hi to people. It's not like I'm
Yeah,
interacting with them all the time to get the
yeah,
fun stories late at night when people have a few in them.
yeah.
I leave by 6.
Oh, not bad. I mean, that's good. So, I mean, like when you're, do you brew on the weekends as well, or is it just like during the week? Because I know with
Uh,
your family and stuff.
with my daughter being born, it's gotten a lot more flexible. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, it used to be just 8 to 5, and now it's kind of whenever childcare needs. Whenever I need to
Gotcha.
watch my daughter, and me and my wife are just making it work, just the two of us. So we have flexible
Yeah.
jobs.
Well, you can tell her I appreciate her, like you guys being able to, or allowing you to be on here with me because I know it's probably
Oh,
crazy with the baby. So,
yeah, that's why I was a little late.
oh yeah, no
Yeah.
worries at all. I always like to ask too, like anytime I'm talking to someone, it's like if they're in San Luis Obispo. I mean, I know obviously go to Oak and Otter if you're in the area, go check it out. But are there any other places that you would go? Like, say if you were going there, going to be there for a weekend, they're stopping by your brewery, they're stopping at other places. Where would you go?
I mean, High Street Deli. It's
Okay.
absolutely fantastic. My sister-in-law comes in every few months, and she's like, "I have to have it." It's like at some point when she's visiting, and I'm like, "Oh, don't." I mean, I'll just drag me along, please. It's a good
Okay.
excuse to go there. It's a fantastic sandwich spot. Firestone Grill, always the classic. When everybody comes to Cal Poly, parents just go to Firestone Grill, try a tip sandwich. It's to die for.
Okay.
And then breweries. I mean, there's a lot of good ones to choose from. I mean, Liquid Gravity and There Is Not Exist make really good beers. I mean, and they're pretty close to our brewery.
Okay.
So if you come to Oak and Otter, you can walk to There Is Not Exist. It's a quick little Uber to Liquid Gravity. I mean, we have a really cool beer scene here.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I've had a few from there that exist. I mean, I think I've had a couple of hazies from there. And
Yeah,
they're pretty solid.
yeah. No, he knows what he's doing over there.
That's
He makes a
awesome.
really good hazy.
Have you guys done any collaborations with anybody out there?
Not yet. I mean, I'm so small.
Yeah.
That I mean, I have a 4-barrel system, and I think over at Liquid they're 40. So it's
Okay.
I've been talking to my buddies over at Humdinger Brewing and maybe doing something because we have a kind of similar style size, to do a
Okay.
collaboration. So that would be maybe with them. So we're working on a system that we both kind of know size wise.
That's
I
awesome.
would be lost looking at a 40-barrel system. You know.
Yeah, I mean, because I know it's crazy. I mean, like going from working one system to another. I'm sure it was like there was obviously that big jump from working on probably with when you're with your home brewing to what you're doing now, right?
Yeah. So the Steve, the original owner of Seven Sisters, he built this system back there. It's a little funky. It's a kind of a brew in a bag system, but it's kind of intuitive to a home
Okay.
brewer. Everything's manual. There's one pump, so you're pumping over, and everything's very easy to figure out as if you're home brewing. Like I go over to my buddy's place, and it's just a lot of pipes going with different valves, and I have to follow along to figure out where things are going. But mine's like, yeah, you just hook up that pump to this one thing, and it's a whirlpool. So it wasn't as big of a jump for me going from 5 gallons to 120 as much as I think thought it would. So
Okay.
and yeah, I brewed with him a few times, so it also took out some of the questions of what's going on here, that I didn't know about.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, that just seems like it would like my mind would probably just be blown just trying to get in there and do anything. So
Yeah, there's a lot of double checking. Like, wait, where is this? Following along.
yeah,
Yep, this is the whirlpool. Yep, yep.
there you go. And because I mean, I feel like you guys have it's like so many different options. There's so many things to choose from on the menu. Like when it comes to like all the different beers you guys have, like what's the process of like or like the time frame of you like getting out? Do you guys have consistent like new beers each week, or do you guys try to stick to the same or every 2 weeks or like the same menu?
I try to have like a core of about 12 beers that
Okay.
like once one's getting low, I'll brew another batch, of that. And then there's like four, probably about four that are kind of seasonal or rotating. So if that batch goes out, I probably have something else that's going to take its place. What's nice about my system being so small is I can brew 4 barrels. I mean, it's pretty quick. It's a quick turnaround on my system. It's 2 weeks and it's there.
Okay.
But doing the English styles, they age really well.
Yeah.
So, and they people don't drink them as fast as an IPA, so that they sit on tap and they taste fantastic still. So that helps me fill out my board of selections by having kind of maltier styles that age well. And then it's just like keep doing the IPAs and the light stuff quicker. And then every once in a while, do an ESB, a brown, a red, a stout. But so it allows me to keep a board that has a broad range of selection.
Okay. Yeah, and that makes sense. I mean, it makes a ton of sense because of obviously, like, I mean, the English have been aging beers for how long?
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
So, I mean, that's perfect for everything else. For like, like hazies can have a shelf life and all these other different things can have a.
Yeah. I mean, we want to drink that hazy real quick.
Oh yeah. Yeah, one of the ones I liked out there was vitamin C. That was a good one. Even like the Otter Blonde, I remember. I think that was the last one I had. That was really good.
Oh, and having a small system like that vitamin C, it's just a Belgian wit. But my system's not big. Yeah, I just go grab a bunch of oranges and start zesting them. It's that labor. So you can do the things on a small scale. I mean, it's not fun to sit there with a little zester and take 3 bags of oranges.
Yeah,
but it's like you're not going to do that on a 40-barrel system. You're just going to use peel, dried peel, or whatever. But you get something else from that zest and those little extra things that you can do, like on the coconut porter, roasting up all the coconut and letting it soak, and then it's real coconut. So that you definitely do taste the difference on that.
Yeah, and you get to put like that little bit, like it's that little bit of extra love that like you were saying with that. It could have been like just the rind, or if you're able to put in that zest, and especially if they're fresh oranges, I mean, you might get a different flavor completely if you were to use like a peel, but getting that, using the zest. I mean, I'm sure it was delicious when I had it.
Yeah, it gives a brighter, fresher feel to it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, so the coconut porter, was that out recently, or was that
that's the one I always.
Course?
That's one of my core ones because I would always do it home brewing, and the Maui one that you get over here, and it's sometimes the coconut's just gone because it doesn't last as long, like the coconut oil or whatever in there. So I would just do that home brewing because I thought it was a good combo, and people just became to know me as that. Like they come in for that coconut porter, so awesome. I'm like, make it a staple.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and that's why once you kind of find those different things, and even like when you mentioned like the red earlier, the red's kind of like, I mean, I feel like you rarely see those at breweries.
Yeah, that was one. I've made it before home brewing, and then COVID hit, and I was looking for what to do because with a grain that I had, and it just popped in my head because I was at a spring training right before COVID, and I went to, I forget the name of the brewery, and they had a really good Irish red. And I'm like, oh, I should put that on tap, make that. And it's just stuck. People love that one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that malty sweetness on an Irish red, but still dry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember as a kid, I mean, I was like 14, 15 years old, and then I saw like Killian's Irish Red, and I was like, oh, I was like, what is this? And that's what kind of did it for me. I was like, ooh, I like reds, and then eventually, like now, when I do see one on tap, I usually grab one,
Yeah. Same.
or at least a flight. So I can have a bunch of different things.
Make it one of the tasters.
Oh, for sure. And, because I mean, it's kind of like they can be like hit or miss sometimes, where I've been to breweries and they've been so good. They had one at Helia down in Vista, California, and it was, oh man, it was like perfect. It was like, I mean, I didn't see, like, I didn't remember seeing your red. We went up there and we ordered, and I was just excited to be there. So next time when we do go up there, I'll have to try the red.
Oh, yeah, sweet.
Yeah. Did you do you remember like the first kind of like your first introduction into kind of craft beer? Do you remember what beer it was?
Oh yeah, it was a Firestone DBA.
Okay.
At Cal Poly, people would just get kegs of Natty Light and whatever. But then there was one party. They're like, "Oh, we got a keg of DBA," just basically an ESB. And it was like, "Oh, this is the exotic beer that you want to try." And it's like, "Yeah, that's really good." So that was one of my first ones I really liked. And then Sierra Nevada Pale, obviously.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like Sierra Nevada is just like, I remember having that as a, like sneaking those out of my dad's fridge.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was so good. That one, like, I always loved like Great Basin too. Like Great Basin was always one that I loved way back when. There was kind of like, you would see it a lot. I felt like the distribution was, maybe I'm just not looking into it as often, but I mean, I remember the distribution being a lot better and me being able to get some. Cause I think they're out of Reno in Nevada.
Oh, that makes sense.
But yeah, they had some pretty good stuff though. I remember as a kid, but I remember drinking Newcastle and thinking it was like, oh, this is,
Yeah. Yeah. Whenever I try to describe, like the brown ale on tap to somebody, I'm like, it's like Newcastle, but not as sweet and a little more roast. But yeah, I love Newcastle as a kid, or young adult.
Yeah. And that was, same here. And it was like, I remember even like thinking like drinking like Heineken when I was a kid. I was like, yeah, I don't know. Like now, I can't drink them now, but when I was younger, I was like, eh. Then I started drinking St. Pauli Girl and all these other different things.
Yeah. The evolution of your drinking palate.
Oh yeah. Did you ever, because I know it's probably hard to get a little shitty on a Saturday night now with the baby, but did you ever have a hangover cure before?
Grease.
Yeah.
Grease and a bunch of water and just, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, proud of it, but I had a fantasy football draft the other day and it's like, yeah, I'm getting old. Things hit a little harder.
Oh, it happens.
It indulge a little too much and it's like, all right, I'm going to get something dirty in the morning.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need a big old like breakfast burrito or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, the coffee shop down the street. That's a good one.
Random question, but did you ever watch the show How I Met Your Mother?
Oh yeah.
Okay, there's this scene. I think it's like in season. I don't know. I think it was season 2 when after Lily leaves Marshall, but they're all hung over at a restaurant, and Ted says, "Do you?" Well, they're ordering food. He's like, "What do you want?" And he's like, he's all gravy. He's all, "Do you want that gravy on something?" He's all, "Surprise me." Because he's so hungover.
Yeah. I remember that one.
Oh, yeah.
Been there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know what's surprising? I'm a pretty productive kind of hungover person. I'll usually get up and I'll make breakfast. And then I'll take like 3 bites and go back to sleep. I'll try to go back to sleep.
Well, that's impressive.
Try to anyway.
Mess. Yeah,
doesn't always work.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a Powerade and some alkaline water and some vitamins to get the juices flowing. But isn't it crazy though when you're like a kid though? You're like, man, you just like recover so quickly.
I was talking with my buddy after that draft. I was like, man, this has hit me a little harder than it should. He's like, yeah, I mean, remember when you're in college, just drink all night, get up the next morning, don't feel a thing.
Yeah, pound another one.
Great. Let's go.
Yeah.
Now I need a full week.
Oh, yeah. It takes time. I wanted to ask you the fantasy football about. Do you have like who's your quarterback, or who'd you get in your draft?
It was a weird thing. We had a keeper, so I was able to get Deshaun Watson really late in the draft.
Okay,
Keep him another year in like the 10th round. So it was
not
a
bad.
good. Yeah, no, that was a nice keeper because obviously last year.
Now, who was your first pick?
Kelsey.
Kelsey.
Oh,
I know. I just heard about it too, right?
yeah. And of course, it's like 12 hours after I draft him. It's like, oh man.
Oh, I know. It's the worst. I think I had drafted Tom Brady first that one year. I don't know how many years ago that was. It was probably 20 years ago now. Oh, maybe not.
It was probably that 2008 season.
Yeah,
so right after that. Yeah, with Randy Moss.
Yeah, about 15 years ago. Like, and he went down. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Yeah. No. Well, that was fun.
Yeah, but then you know what? Actually, then I drafted Matt. I picked up Matt Castle right after, and he ended up having a pretty good year. So
yeah, no, he made a good career out of that 1 year.
No, he definitely did. And now I think he's like commentating for Notre Dame or something like that. So he's still keeping it going. I don't want to keep you too long. I know you got the fam. But I do. One of the last thing I always like to ask too is pizza, wings, or a burger with a beer.
I mean, pizza.
Oh, okay.
I mean, just combo that bread. You know, just bread on bread.
Oh, there you go.
Liquid bread. Yeah. Wings are too messy. I mean, I love a good plate of wings, but I want to be able to sip in between and not get my glass all gross.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I could go with the burger too. Burger or pizza? Pizza, then burger. Then
okay.
Wings.
And
I mean, I'm not complaining about any of those three.
Oh, for sure.
I mean,
I feel like those are the perfect beer foods. I like foods that pair with beer. Do you are thin crust, or thick crust?
You ever had Detroit style?
Oh, love Detroit style. Yeah.
I'm absolutely in love with that.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that kind of like fluffy, not crust, but just base with the cheese burnt sides. Oh, it's so good.
Oh yeah, it's delicious.
But I would say probably thicker crust on a normal pizza. But
okay,
I'm not too particular. It's all good.
Same. I mean, I love thin crust, but I'll eat any type of pizza. But like you said with Detroit, I love it because it's like you do get like that thicker base, but it's crispy, but you still get that like light fluffiness from it too. And then obviously that cheese, that burnt cheese on the edge. Oh, it's delicious.
Yeah, it's not like a thick doughy thing. It's a light fluffy base. It's so good. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I'll probably. I want to try to get up there in maybe either mid-November or maybe mid-December, something like that. I'm sure does it get pretty chilly up there during that time?
No, I mean sometimes it's still absolutely beautiful here, and then if it rains, it rains. But it's still, I mean, we're pretty moderate. You know, we're still pretty close to the coast.
Oh, for sure.
It doesn't like frost over or anything like Paso or something like that. But yeah, no, that's one of the reasons I stayed here. The weather's just fantastic.
Yeah, and you guys are pretty close to Pismo, yeah?
Yeah, it's a 10-minute drive.
Gotcha. All right, well, man, I'm definitely going to try to get there at November, December sometime. I'd love to have a beer with you. If we can get up there, maybe we can hit there. And that deli place, I'm trying to remember, what was the name of that deli you mentioned?
High Street Deli.
Okay, High Street Deli, because I want to go there now. What are they known for? That's their go-to sandwich?
I mean, I always get the cow turkey. They have, what's the other one? The pesto chicken. Yeah. No, that cow turkey is just to die for.
Gotcha. That sounds amazing. I'm always like, if I can get half turkey, half pastrami, that's like my go-to at any sandwich shop.
There is one on the menu with that. So
awesome. Sounds great to me. Well, we can stick around and chat for a few minutes after before I let you go. But everybody listen, thank you again, Dylan, for being on the show.
Oh, my pleasure.
It's super fun. and I'll let you know when this will be out when we chat in a minute. But yeah, thank you again. So if you guys, and anybody listening, if you're in the area, even if you live in Pismo, maybe you haven't been to Oak and Otter, go check it out, because you want to be able to support these, these local places and stuff like that, especially when they're putting out such a great product, or amazing products that they're putting out, with this beer, with Dylan's beer. So definitely get there, check it out. Check out the rest of San Luis Obispo. Support small business, support all the people that really deserve your business. So thank you again, Dylan.
Oh, thank you. My pleasure.
There we go.
Hey, Mike.
Mike. We know you're doing a podcast, but we want to take a few seconds here and tell you about a place we're at. We're actually in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Of all places.
Yes. I don't know how we ended up here, but we're kind of glad we did. We're checking out, it's called Nothing's Left Brewing Company. And it kind of feels like, almost like a little bit of sort of like it has some Austin vibes. We've got some really good beers here. Juliet, what are you having?
I'm having, surprise, the Mango Nata, our Mango Natto Sour. It's divine with some tahini around the rim, and then
Which is the best part.
a salted watermelon goes.
Ooh.
Yes.
And then I actually have been craving a stout, so I got a stout called, get this, D's Nuts. That's a real name. And then also we both enjoyed the strawberry blonde that they've got here as well. So yeah, I know you got a podcast to get back to, but you guys should definitly check out
Nothing's Left Brewing Company.
Because these glasses are empty and nothing's left.
Oh, you're so clever.
Yes.
Back to you, Mike.
Cheers.
All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that interview. Obviously, I hope you guys, had a good time listening to me, Jam and Nav. On the intro, like I said, it's always a blast being over here. Love coming up to jams. Any chance we get, we always try to get out here, have a good time, watch football, gamble. Probably the most. I think it's the most I've ever won. Going home, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah, you bought us Dutch Bros today. You go, oh, it's cool. It's on FanDuel.
Yeah, damn right, it's on FanDuel.
Attaboy.
We're going to do one more bonus review, and Jam, what do you got over there?
Mother Road Brewing Company is called Sunday Drive American Lager from Flagstaff, Arizona. 5.0.
We've actually been there.
27 IBUs.
This is pre-Jizzy getting kicked out of the casino.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this pairs well with sea bass, ceviche, loaded hot dogs
Loaded hot dogs.
on a leisurely Sunday afternoon.
Nav's got a loaded hot dog.
Oh, God. I feel like it's going to taste like hot dog water now. Thanks for putting that in my head. I'm going in this with stinking thinking already. I'm going to hate it.
Happens to the best of us. There we go. Well, then we'll go.
Well, then we'll go.
Super.
Has a
Crystal
interesting
clear.
smell to it.
It's hot dog water? Just kidding.
Great. I don't want to taste this.
It does have an interesting smell to it.
I got a hot dog for you.
Okay. It said 2 dogs, no peppers. It has a weird smell to it. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, the taste is not bad, but the smell kind of throws you off a bit.
It tastes better than it smells.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
If you got any fantasy questions, go ahead and send them over to Jam, and he's the fantasy god.
Fantasy God.
Fantasy god had who would you pick up?
A-Chain from the Dolphins.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't know who he is, but they do now.
Dropped 1,000 points today.
Yeah, but he had 4 touchdowns.
4 touchdowns.
4
yep.
touchdowns, probably 200 yards. Fantasy god Jam.
Yeah.
Thought the Dolphins were going to break the scoring record there.
Yeah, good day to be a Dolphins fan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
Jam,
proud of my
Honestly,
boys.
Good year to be a Dolphins fan.
Jamin had his Tua jersey on, his Dolphin socks on, with Tua's face on it,
Yeah.
and he had his Dolphins Nikes on. Those are pretty sweet ass Nikes.
He had his Notre Dame jersey on yesterday. That got taken off, but then got sucked into the pool vacuum.
Yeah,
But don't worry, we got it out.
yeah.
Veronica, great job.
Shout out Vettel getting it out.
What are you going to score this one?
5-8. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there. I was going to give it a 6.
I'll go to 5-5. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right.
We're all pretty much on the same wavelength there, but All right, everybody. Well, that is episode 32. Stay tuned. Next week, I actually have, the guest that I recorded with was Kate Bernat. She was the director of the North American Guild of Beer Writers. She was on to be on the show. If you heard that little spray right there, that was Jam and pouring out the beer.
No, he threw it into his own pool.
He threw it into his own pool. There you go.
Well, I'm gonna crack a latte peach.
There you go. But yeah, Kate was awesome. Like, she's a really, really cool person. Obviously, super knowledgeable about the industry. She told me about how she became the director and what her job consists of being the director of the guild. So I hope you guys all enjoyed that, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Anybody got a sports quote to end the show?
Go Dolphins.
I'll go with if he dies, he dies. And if you don't know, that's Rocky IV, Ivan Drago.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Apollo Creed.
All right. Have a good week. Take care, Tap Fam.